And you see a lot of it in pubs, but they're not typically the core role. They usually just go off lane. They have a tendency to build aura items and just kind of fight around and with the team, because that Scorched Earth makes you such a tank that you can stay in close proximity. And middle lane, Yoku getting pretty low here.
And Pycat just forcing him right back. Still got that cell tang on him. Bambo, he's got the boosted speed here. Will be able to get himself back. It's going to bring him very low, and he has run out of regen. No points in press the attack yet, so
that's a little bit strange.
Yeah. He's going for the full-out nuke, yeah, with the 2 points in overwhelming so far.
He's got his bottle now, though, so he'll make his way back to base. Yeah, I really think that in these types of lanes where you're not really getting much auto attacks off, that getting any moment of courage early is a little bit... I mean, it's unorthodox. It's not to say that it's bad. It helps you jungle, obviously, if you don't want to stay in the lane anymore, but he is getting a lot of experience. So I feel like him being able to soak is probably more effective than going to jungle now. I
mean, can we just appreciate how sad this TA is at the moment in terms of CS?
Oh, dude.
2 last hits here for Yoku compared to the 14 for 8. We knew it was going to be a bad lane, but Yoku is certainly struggling here. I mean, even to the point where, do you feel this is the best lane situation for Empire? Could they have done with switching something up?
Maybe they could have put the Night Stalker Bane middle and then just did like some kind of weird dual offlane. But it's hard, right? Because if you save the Viper for a last pick like that, and they're banking a lot on their TA and trying to make something happen with it, which I do feel like Empire are relatively reliant on that it's very easy to just have one really strong lane counter and say, okay, well now your laning phase is all of a sudden just bad. I mean, sure, Resolution's getting some farm. He's 13-1. Obviously, Silence got that safe lane position Doom, so he's going to be getting a ton of money with the help of Devour. But if your middle lane gets shut down this hard, TA is not a good hero to play from behind.
Yeah, I think as we keep reiterating, it's all about the Night Stalker and what he can achieve across the map. I mean, just even the fact that Bambo top lane, he's going, has got a point here, he's going to trade hits here with GoBlack, just forcing him back on the Dazzle. Bringing him low, a couple of points in. The cute if he wants to throw a new cap. Now he's going to hold on to it. Bottom lane, they managed to block Resolution off with a very nice Fisher here. We'll try and turn around. Can he get around this gap? Yes, he can just squeeze through. So we'll be able to get himself out of that one. DD picked up by Lower Dance, denying the room from Lina. It's still 1-0 at the moment. 4 minutes in, and CS still favoring the side of 4 Clovers by quite a bit across the map.
Yeah, I think it's going to continue to look that way until people start moving around, you know. We're going to see another Hellfire Blast here. I think it's just mostly for harassment purposes at this point. And unfortunate that the stuns were a little bit overlapped.
That's a lovely Fisher. Light Strike onto 2. The Fire Blast will finish it. Now Lower Dance trying to keep himself alive with the Brain Sap and the Nightmare. It's not going to work, and this tri-lane working wonders here for the Radiant.
Yeah, the long-range stun, catching them off guard. Very nice double Fissure into double Light Strike array. You really have to respect the killing potential of this lane, especially as the supports get levels. Is he going to teleport in here?
Oh, they're not going to get him again, are they? I think they might do with the Light Strike. He's incredibly low. GoBlack, he has got the mana here for the Shallow Grave, but we're already seeing just TPing back into lane and being bullied straight back. Saxo's going to be able to salve up. Resolution trying to chase him around the tree line, but by the time he finds him, he's going to be back up to full health on the Lina. This is going incredibly well for the side of 4 Clovers.
Okay, why is Silence so low? I am really confused. And Bambo is doing an absolute number on this off. He's level 6!
He's looking for a draw, potentially. I mean, if he can get another Q off when Silence now not got the Scorched Earth.
He needs more mana if he's going to do that. He has no bottle charges right now. But, I mean, honestly, he can actually bully enough for top rune. I don't think Pycat has a bottle right now, so he's not going to be looking for the rune of itself. And GoBlack is, right now, just bottom lane, so there's no other support to help scout the top rune. He's going to have full control of it.
Yeah, we're seeing Yoku has backed off into the jungle, was just clearing up a stack, so he's managed to get himself a few CS, but he's sitting on the brown boots on top of the bottom. Pycat just getting himself a free lane. We may see some kind of rotation from Empire come out now, as they have left the bottom. Aloha Dance just getting the stacks up on the H's for TA. And just hanging around the bottom rune. They're not going to get the good one, though. That's going to go the way of Pycat here. The Invis, level 7, Viper Strike available. But he might want to be careful about going aggressive here, because there is a wraparound coming from Empire. And this Invis rune might actually work in favor of Empire if it encourages Pycat to go aggressive on someone. But no, he just reveals it straight away, and he knows something's up across the map, and he's playing this very sensibly.
I mean, they have a lane ward bottom, so when that lane ward doesn't spot anything, it's pretty easy to just put 2 and 2 together and think that there's probably a rotation coming in. And it's far less likely that they would try to gank Bambo at this point in the game. I mean, sure, they can, but if they waste the resources on sending Resolution top with the Bane, then... Yeah, he's living life on the edge.
He was looking for potential wraparound because they could just get silent, but GoBlack moving back in. And
I mean, there's a Doom as well, so they have to be aware of that.
Yes. He's still going to hang around here, though, looking to bully them back. Giving a lot of space for Bambo here, and he's going to be very happy with this one. 30 CS. He's nearly matching the CS of Doom, and Doom's had the backing of Go Black pretty much in lane for the entirety of the laning stage, 7 minutes in. Go Black. They've got full vision of him. This very nice ward that Saxa did manage to get down, and the sentry, I believe, won't catch it. And he's dug deep here. He's hiding right in there, and he's going to be able to find it, but the Doom comes out in time. So there isn't going to be a duel. Now they're trying to turn it. Lightstrike catches out Silent. He's going to heal back up with a Scorched Earth, and they might just find Bambo. The Doom is still on him for a good few seconds. Yeah. One more slash should bring him down to let the damage over time finish him off. And now Saxa maybe trying to find something in return. Nah, he's got to back off. Goblet's got the mana there for the heal, and a low hard dance has popped up to the top lane also. So Empire getting themselves on the board, and a very nicely timed Doom there. And maybe can they get more Silent moving in? It looks like they just don't want to be caught out by Saxa's stun underneath the tower. Scared of maybe some TP reactions, but on the plus side, Saxa going to get some levels here to work towards that Laguna. AGM's been spotted out. Resolution helping to bring Empire back into this game. Could get themselves a second kill, but no, too many creeps. Couldn't get the final touch, and will be denied by neutrals.
Yeah, that was a really hard situation for Resolution, because he probably realized it was going to be daytime soon. And as soon as daytime rolls around, there's an even higher likelihood that he'll deny himself. So maybe he just overestimated his damage a tiny bit and wanted to try to get that kill before the next day started. So unfortunate.
Oh,
but
this is nice. Look at this ancient stack, Andy.
Yeah, only one dragon too. That's actually very lucky. So the new dragons have that, I think it's called like thick hide or something like that, where you get that plus armor aura, or dragon hide aura, and it stacks too. So if you have more dragons, you actually just get more armor on top of that. Only having one is actually very good because you just kill the stack that much faster.
And the double damage Bane helping to whittle them down as well. That's going to put Yoku back in a little bit closer to Pycat's Viper. Pycat still sitting at 1k ahead of the TA. And continues to farm it. What's Pycat deciding to build actually on this Viper this game? 9 minutes in, what's he got?
Okay, is he going Midas?
Midas gaming for the Viper? What do you reckon?
I think it's... Okay, so in a lot of games, I think that Midas is usually dependent on what either your game plan is for the team. Like, do we just take it late game? Do we just farm away? Or do we want to try to 5-man? Or if the enemy team wants to 5-man us, is it still worth buying a Midas? And I feel like Empire might start grouping sooner rather than later, like next night phase, and try to make stuff happen. I really thought he would just go straight for the mech. But bottom lane.
Indeed, moving forward, Saxa. If he can find the stun. Oh, can't quite get it here. Bringing resolution low. But TP reaction from Goblet's going to hold back the side of 4 Clovers. And also, it looks like is Yoku. Oh no, he finished off the treads. I was going to say, did save up a bit of gold there with the gloves of haste. But going for the treads here. And we'll see. I mean, when you're kind of playing behind on TA, what is the item pickup? Is it straight Deso? Do you have to skip the blink, or is blink still the item here?
I think you have to go Deso no matter what, especially when you're behind, because your damage is going to be lacking already. You have a couple of heroes who can kind of start things off for you, especially Resolution on that Night Stalker. He can kind of run in, you know, start causing havoc so you can get damage in. And plus, since you're dire, I think you kind of want the Deso to make sure that you can actually get Roche, because that's one of the key points of TA is being able to monopolize the Aegis and just make it so whenever you're off map for even like a minute or so, the other team has to address that and always be looking in the pit and always be wary of that kind of thing happening. So maybe he thinks that Blink is the choice. If you can get a Doom on somebody, Blink in meld, that's also a good possibility. But I think Deso just gives you so much more stability in your build.
Bottom lane, Swift Ending and Saxa going to find themselves the tower. Mid lane, focus on to Yoku. EGM's going to get the Fisher block. Not opting to dive it here. We do have Pycat also with Bambo Legion in the mid lane as well. Maybe seeing if they could have found a duel. It's not going to be the case. It's going to give Doom a bit of space on this top lane to start getting the pressure onto that tier 1. And EGM coming up to level 5. Silent did opt for the drum build now. I mean, what does he get now after the phase drums, by the looks of it?
Well, he's got a Ring of Regen right now, so I'm kind of leaning towards maybe a Vlad's. I don't think he goes mech with his mana pool. Doom has pretty atrocious starting int at the very least. His int gain's okay, so over time you can actually start to build items that cost mana, but this early on it might be a little bit too much for him. I do like
this as well, though. Smoke up. The use of Nighttime Silent has got the Doom available. They can catch out Bambo here with a wraparound. It's going to be very nice. They've dropped the lane ward down, so they're going to see any kind of reaction coming forward. And if Bambo backs up here, he's in quite a nice position for himself at the moment. They don't really want to dive past the tower unless they know that they can get that Doom out. They're going to go for it now. Bambo backing up as Resolution is forced him behind the tower, and they're ready to dive straight in with a Fiend's Grip, in fact. Silent still holding on to the Doom. Maybe they can go for more now, but here's Swift ending, and he does have the reincarnates. They're just going to pop down the Nightmare, try and get themselves away here with the Drum Charge. Scorched Earth as well, then Silent's going to be fine. Resolution getting out as well. Fisher from EGM won't catch on to them. And very nicely done there, and they still have the Doom after that.
Yeah, they're just way too fast. I mean, Scorched Earth gives you that bonus move
They got
speed.
4 heroes here. Swift ending, and the Weave is lovely setting them up for this engagement. All onto 4 of them. Swift ending will get slowed down. Has the arm. It's not going to save him. Will go down once. Yoku's there as well. The full 5-man of Empire. We're going to see a massive engagement. The TP's come in. Viper Strike onto Yoku. There's your Doom now to Swift ending, but it's a full health Swift ending. He'll be able to get himself out. Yeah, Saxa looking for a stun. Didn't quite find it. Silent now on the retreat. Swift ending's actually moving back in here. He's not scared of anything here. And it looks like Empire realized that this may not be the fight for them. But everyone forced up to the top lane, in fact, and it's going to be Yoku who's actually made the most of it, as he did manage to TP to bottom and take advantage of the free lane as the entirety of 4 Clovers sitting on top will look to just find a tier 1 off the back of it.
So I really think, in the end, 4 Clovers probably get the better of this exchange. Sure, Yoku is farming at the moment, but in reality, you just rotate, what, 3 or 4 heroes to kill the offlaner. Bambo comes back. You end up getting forced out, you waste Doom on a hero that you pretty much can't kill, and then you lose your safe lane tier 1. So I think that Empire are probably not going to be happy with that whole thing, but they are moving around middle lane. They're trying to get something out of nothing here. But they will force TP reaction out of 4 Clover, and I don't think that they're going to want to stick around, at least for now. And it's also really important to note that with Doom being the way that he is right now, just throwing a Doom on someone is not good enough. You need to actually be in range of them with the Scorched Earth on to have enough damage to kill. And that's why you saw Swift ending just being like, yeah, okay, whatever, I'll just run back in. Level 1 Doom ticks for like, I don't know, 20-something damage, maybe a little bit less than that. And he also has Armlet on. So if he has that Armlet deactivated, he actually gets 7 health regen from it. And Yoku?
I was going to say, if they can get a stun onto him from either the Wraith King or the Earthshaker, they could certainly look to go for it. They'll probably be happier trying to take down this tier 1 first to make sure there's no TP backup coming in from Empire. There's a bit of a wraparound as they're coming into the river here. Go Black on the front lines. And they're not going to go for it, and they are going to let the side of 4 Clovers take the tower. LC getting the final touch there, and now just 30 gold away from picking up that blink. So we're going to see Bambo getting that line very shortly. In the jungle at the moment, Yoku taking advantage of this, and it doesn't look like 4 Clovers. Yes, they're coming up now. They don't really have a gap closer. They do need that blink to come out Legion really before they can punish Yoku for these kind of actions. And yeah, Yoku's going to get himself back out scot-free here.
I gotta say, it's impressive that Yoku has managed to pull himself back into this situation in terms of CS, because during the laning phase, Pycat had a gigantic lead. And between that Ancient stack and just overall map efficiency, Yoku has managed to pull himself out of a pretty huge deficit. And we are going to, in fact, see the Vlads up here on Silent. Pretty standard stuff coming out from the Doom. And this is kind of why I feel like when you see a Doom build drums, it should be pretty easy to just assume, okay, well, they're going to 5-man. You know, they got Dazzle, so they got the Weave, they got some frontline heroes, they got a good amount of Disable. And that's why I kind of figured Pycat might just go straight for the mech, but he's sitting on top of 1900 gold with his Midas right now. Next item choice could just be Aghanims. I think it's really strong against what Empire have, that lower cooldown in the Viper Strike, you know, with these really tanky frontline heroes just running at you. Having that to be able to throw out consistently can be quite nice. Also, mech is still good. I mean, he's going to have it maybe, what, like 16, 17 minutes if he decides to buy it now. Not a horrible timing.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, maybe potentially, the fact that they put Yoku in the mid, someone who we're kind of used to seeing on the offlane, and obviously offlane being one of those roles where you don't get a lot of CS earlier, but to be a good offlaner, you come back in, you find those gaps across the map, and he's done exactly that. So maybe they were like, you're going to have an awful time in lane, but Yoku being Yoku, we trust that you are going to be able to bring yourselves back in. And as you said, he's certainly closed that gap at the moment. Still 700 behind the Viper, but that's nothing major. 16 minutes in. We are going to see a smoke up from Empire. Let's see, it's going to be interesting to see who gets the jump here. Who can manage to initiate this one? They're going to head straight down. Now they're going for Roche, they're going to move into the jungle.
I think they just Roche. They have Vlads
got the
and
Vlads
Deso.
done, yeah.
This is actually a very good move from Empire.
Yeah.
Something that is, I mean, maybe they can anticipate it if you're 4 Clover, but
it's going to be so quick.
By the time they do, it's already way too late. Like, this thing is dying instantly. Jesus, that damage. Okay, so everyone's kind of grouping up for 4 Clover. I think they also kind of wanted to smoke here.
Do they want to fight this?
Actually, they don't have a smoke. But if Empire are able to walk away from this, I'd say it's actually fine for them. Because here's the thing, right? Like, Viper is a hero, not really the greatest late game hero by any stretch. Bambo's had a pretty good start, so his snowball potential is there, but it's 17 minutes in almost, and he has yet to get a single point of damage from dueling, right? And that's kind of how LC stays relevant in the game a lot of the times.
They're hiding in the fog here. Silent, moving in. EGM spots him, they know that he's there now. That's going to be the slant attack from Pycat. Nighttime comes out. They're ready to fight. This EGM's kind of been left alone here, and they have popped the Doom down on him. He will be the first casualty. Now, can they find anything more? Look at the speed of Silent zooming straight in towards Pycat. The slow catches onto the Viper and the Lina. They've got level death, bringing stacks low. Swift Danny coming to the Viper. The Fiend's grip onto Pycat. They'll get themselves a double kill for Doom now. Trying to desperately fight back into this 4 Clovers. Healing up Swift Danny, goes in for the Wayfire Stun onto a low dance. Oh, the Echo Slam does finish off the Bane, but that's it. Swift Danny, he's going to lose the ultimate here. Now, do Empire want to still fight? No, they're trying to run away. Swift Ending blinking forward, gets the stun onto Resolution. He has been left behind by Go Black and Yoku, and now there's your Jules. So they will lose one hero. They'll lose the Night Stalker. But nonetheless...
Well, they lost 2. They lost the Bane.
Yeah. So it was a 2 for... Was it just
2 for 3, because EGM bought back.
Yeah, that's right. EGM bought back, and they did manage to get the ult away from the Wraith King. So, I've got to be honest, Empire are fighting at a level that was a lot better than the start of this game. Because at the beginning, the lanes weren't great. You know, 4 Clovers had quite a sizable lead in terms of farm, but Empire doing what I kind of seem to remember classic Empire doing well. They kind of turn up to fights. They may be a little bit behind in terms of farm, but they fight as if they're at the same level. And at times like this, they come out with even trades.
It was just a very fortuitous engagement. EGM started off by missing his fissure. Like, he tried to block Silent so that he would be isolated from the rest of his team, but the problem was EGM was actually away from his team, because as soon as that TA trap was dropped by Yoku, everyone delta split.
Is he going to go straight for the duel? He is here. I don't know if he's going to have the damage, but Silent, he managed to get the Scorched Earth out before this. So it's going to be a hard duel to win. They may still get the kill. No, they're not even going to bother. They're going to leave Silent to it. Fisher catches out Yoku in the mid, maybe looking for a wraparound 4 Clovers from the Dire jungle. No, they're not going to. They're going to close in towards the mid lane. It's Lina leading the way. They do still have a Laguna Blade, but Yoku's going to head back into the jungle. So, I mean, we're already seeing now the duel in itself it's going to be very hard to kill Silent, because he is incredibly tanky if he gets out the Scorched Earth.
And the other thing, too, is he's going straight for BKB.
Yeah.
So, he's got the Mithril Hammer, he's got the Ogre Club, he only needs about 1,000 gold, maybe a tiny bit more. And which for Doom, 1,000 gold is like 2 or 3 minutes of farm, maybe, sometimes less if you're just totally free farming. So, I'm a bit concerned for the mid game right now for Clover. The laning phase was fantastic, but I feel like Pycat's item build is not really... It's not what I think the team actually needs at this point. And sure, it's going to give you some more late game potential, but in the late game, what are you going to do if you just get doomed during a fight and you're the one who's carrying the majority of the farm? Because for me, if I'm playing Doom in this game, I'm Silent, I'm thinking to myself, I'm never dooming the Wraith King unless it's his second life, which is very rare that that's going to happen. I'm only dooming the Viper or the LC. Or maybe the Shaker if I catch him before he can blink or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
before he gets the spell.
Yeah, like that's maybe the one other hero that you would think about. So I'm probably getting doomed quite a bit. And bottom lane, here we go. There is no Viper right now.
Empire, his Resolution just going to go straight in. He wants to. And this reduced vision, I mean, Night Stalker is such a nasty area to play against. And here we go, they've dropped the trap, going straight in. Doom is going to be put onto Swift Ending here. So they are going to use it on the Wraith King, even though he does have his ult. They have lost LC, and now they'll get the kill. They'll bring Wraith King down once. Laguna bringing Silent low. Pycat trying to work his way through this Doom, but Doom might actually get away from this. Will be able to waltz out. Pycat, Melt Strike to the face, and now the right click from Yoku in the final void. Now there's the Echo Sand, but it's a little bit too late. EGM will get dropped as well. Triple kill for Yoku. Now they might be able to bring down the Wraith King for a second time here. Trapped in the trees. He'll go down. It's going to be a team wipe against the side of 4 Clovers. And Empire with some very impressive team fight action on this bottom lane.
Okay, so even dooming the worst possible target, they still destroy 4 Clover, like just walk all over them. I'm even fairly certain that during that entire fight, they didn't even lose the Aegis. Yeah, Yoku's fine. You know, no big deal. And this is another thing that's really hard to deal with is when you have this many heroes who are so tanky, you have the Vlad Zora, you have the Drum Zora on top of that, and you have to deal with Weave. Like, this team is built to fight at this stage in the game.
And how do you stop this kind of push? I mean, it's so terrifying at this point coming out from the side of Empire. Yeah, they're going on the tier 2. 4 Clovers aren't going to want to do anything about that. They're going to have to kind of bank on the high ground defense when these pushes come in. Because they're looking to... I've got to be honest, Yoku, incredibly impressive. I kind of felt that we may see something like that because I just remember his outright just terrific Magnus performances on the offlane, and he's bringing it back with this TA in the mid because he's got 4 kills, 3 assists, hasn't died at all, and I guess that's the key thing. Even though in lane he was losing out in CS, he never fed.
Yeah, that's really key. And the other part of it too, there was a little bit of roaming, I think, towards mid. I think he got like fissured once or twice from EGM, but that was about it. It's not like you said, he didn't die, he didn't have his lane like get fed kills or anything like that where PyCat just gets like a 6-minute Midas or 5-minute Midas. It was just kind of like, okay, I'm not winning. I got an Ancient stack going for me. The rest of my supports are stacking a jungle as well. I can recover. It's not a huge deal. Viper is not known for being a flash farmer by any stretch. And speaking of Ancient stacks, we have another one over here for the side of Empire. They just really seem to be playing better than I expected, to be honest. Like, looking at this matchup, sure, Empire has had a rough go of things lately. Maybe they just, maybe they finally got themselves out of that rut.
Oh, Saxa, he's got to be careful how close he comes to them because Resolution is straight in there with the Void. They put down the poison as well from GoBlack. And the fight's going to kick off. They've got the nighttime Aloha dance moving forward. He has got the Fiend's Grip available, and Lean getting blown up by the damage from Yoku. Now with the Nightmare on Swift ending, PyCat throwing the Viper Strike down onto Resolution. Bambo moving forward. I don't know if he wants to duel anyone in this situation though, because GoBlack is there on the sideline, has got the Shallow Grave. And now Silence turned up as well. BKB complete, 1700 gold on top of it. Doom is online. Moving forward onto EGM there. Just harassing, bullying the side of 4Clovers. And now Silent just waltzes in. BKB's pop. There's your Fiend's Grip onto Swift Ending. He does have Reincarnate available. Doom onto EGM, and EGM's got to get himself back to base. Almost certainly going to die. They might be able to get the deny out. They will. Bambo does deny him. But again, Empire they're bordering on unstoppable, it kind of seems, at every engagement. 4Clovers just seem a little bit at a loss at what to do against this aggression.
It's mainly the Doom and the Resolution Night Stalker, and Bambo is so dead.
I think it was GoBlack who was picked out. They gave the gem to Night Stalker with the Ags as well. You are not going to be able to sneak in like that. Nightmare setting up a potential kill onto PyCat, and indeed they move in. Light Striker Ray does hold back Silent, but Yoku now with the 1 hit with the 2. Should find the kill, does get it. Double kill for the TA. And now with the BKB from Yoki, she's going to stand on the front lines, get that Desolator hit onto the tower, and the push will come out. 3 heroes down the moment. They do have EGM back, does still have that Echo Slam. But this is 24 minutes in, and 4Clovers bordering on potentially losing racks. They're going to need something big to stop this. Silence still with the Scorched Earth, healing back up. It's going to be your Ray Fire Blast. Saxa moving forward, looking for the follow-up Light Strike. Has got a Laguna here as well, but the Shallow Grave coming out nicely from GoBlack to ensure that this Doom is not going to get popped by the Lina. And Empire done for now. They will have a little bit of mercy, but tier 3 down, 13-5. And some fantastic play here from the Dire.
This is the kind of stuff I love to see out of Empire, because whenever I used to watch them play, it always seemed like when they played at their best, it was normally strategies like this where you're not really split up too much. They don't want to split push. They don't want to rat you down. They just want to fight. And most of the time, they're very good at timing their smokes. They always get targets out of it. They're very good at taking map control away from the enemy team. And it feels like this lineup is built for just that. Even in a laning phase that you could easily say was subpar, they say, you know what, no big deal, relax. We have our mid-game timing. We know it's going to be strong. Our Doom's still farming. He's going to get those aura items. And we're just going to go and we're going to kill him.
Yeah, and now an extra aura added to the mix here with Bane finishing off his mechanism for the side of Empire. I mean, yeah, maybe this is it. We talked about the potential of this patch being the time for Empire to come out with these a little bit different drafts, and well, with heroes, well, the Doom, of course, someone that we've seen come back. For Clovers to do anything with this smoke, they're going to be walking blindly into enemy territory here almost. And I mean, and that's it. They're smoked up, but they're just too scared to go any deeper than the river. I mean, even if they fight on this bottom lane, I don't know if it's going to be a good one for them, because Yoku hiding in the tree line, he's ready with the counter gank. And yeah, Bambo's going to go in front.
They have to try, though.
It's so hard for them to fight into the side of Empire.
The problem is, the last couple of engagements, Empire have been the ones getting the jump.
Yeah.
So every single time that happens, and again, we even talked about how there was a Doom on Swift Ending, which is pretty much the worst possible target, and they still like 5-0. Don't even lose ages. So they realize now, 4Clover think, okay, we need to be the ones who get the jump in order to make anything happen in these engagements. Otherwise, we're going to get weave cast on us. There's going to be a Shallow Grave that we have to worry about. And there's 3 insanely fast frontline heroes that are running at us. So we can't get to the Bane. We can't get to the Dazzle. Like, we can't stop that control and just any kind of healing or grave coming out. And that's really the issue that they've been having, is no matter who they focus, they have to fight under weave, they have to fight against the grave, they have to fight against full duration fiend scripts. There's just nothing to stop them.
I mean, they're getting a little bit braver here. They have forced the lane out to the tier 2. The Oku, now with the Yasha on top of the Desu. Desu 2k gold as well. And looks like they will get away with this tower. Empire not wanting to fight into this one. Maybe waiting for a bit more of a push to come out and wanting to play it safe here. They don't want to throw anything away. They certainly have got the lead and the hold on this game at the moment. And yeah, this smoke on Bane. Aloha Dance ready for the gang to go out themselves and see if they can catch someone from the side of 4 Clovers. And 4 Clovers, they're thinking about Roshan, and they are going to go in. There is a trap there, though.
God.
And this could be incredibly painful for the Radiant if they stick around. Swift ending backing up. Pycat as well. They sense something's up. The weave has been dropped, and here's Nighttime. Resolution trying to close in. Who's he going to be able to catch? Will he get a void onto Pycat? Yes, he will. The slow's there. EGM from the high ground. Oh, beautiful Doom. Stopping EGM from getting that Fisher off and blocking off the lineup of Empire. Swift ending trying to fight. Bambo going straight in with the duel to go back, but there's your Nightmare. Disrupting the duel back and forth, back and forth. Yoku just cleaning up. He's already found the kill on Sasaxa. Silent will manage to drop the Lina as well. Lina and the Legion down at the moment. Pycat just getting himself away. The Fisher from EGM will save him, and GG is called. It's all too much for 4 Clovers. And as we can see there, the laning stage, net worth XP, slowly going in favor of 4 Clovers, but suddenly the fights began, and Empire, they were just absolutely on form with this match.
The 5-man Dota came, and the 5-man Dota conquered. That's pretty much how it went. As soon as they see the build-up on Silent, and I saw the Midas on Pycat,